Hey everybody, welcome back. We're up north again, and I've got a secret I wanted to share with you guys I've been keeping for a while now. I've got this robot lawnmower out here I've been trying out. It's by Mammotion. It's called a Luba 2H. This is an H version, the 5000H version of it. And I've been trying it out here on my 1.25 acres of a lawn to see if it can mow the lawn. And I've been, kind of playing with it for a couple of weeks, and so far it's been, I've had pretty good success with it. It's got hung up a couple of times. I've had to, kind of get used to how to map it out. You can see right here it's cutting the lines. Here you can see the lines that it's cutting. I think I need to actually adjust it a little bit. I think the lines are too wide right now. It's kind of missing some overlap, which is kind of what I mean by playing with it. But man, it's doing a job out here. Like it's cutting it. Takes a pretty long time, but hey, at least I don't have to do it, right? It's not me mowing the grass. I'm actually gonna go ahead and try and adjust it here to see if I can get it to move those lines in a little bit closer. I'm not so happy. It's kind of missing the lines here, it looks like. You see this tall grass here? But man, it's working. It's doing its job. See if I can show you guys in the app how it works here. So here's the app on it. Let's see if I can go into settings here and change the spacing. I don't know if I can right now while it's actually doing it. I'm going to cancel out of that. I think we're going to just pause the mowing. When we paused it, you can see it down there, it stopped. Wonder if I can change it now. Nope, still can't change it. I'm going to cancel out of there. So I'm going to end it here. I'm going to go ahead and end. I'm going to confirm it. So that ended it, and I think it'll now go back and park itself and charge. Maybe it won't. Maybe it just stops because I told it to stop. Still loading it up here. And I'm going to tell it to recharge. And we'll see what it does here. So now I told it to go back to its base. It's raising the blades up on it. I got the H version because it cuts a little bit higher, which I think I'll be just fine out here. I'm going to have it go back to its station there and recharge. Tells me the height's been adjusted to 80 there. You can see it coming down the path here. There's quite a few videos online about these things. People have been using the Luba 1, which is the original version, for I think 1 or 2 years now. And then this is the second version called Luba 2. It's got this little camera on the front of it here, so you can see what's in front of it. It's supposed to help out with obstacle avoidance. And you can see it's on the map here, driving itself back to its charging station. And I went ahead and I went ahead and made a little house for it to kind of protect it from the weather a little bit. I just used some spare pieces of wood, cut those up to the right sizes, bought a piece of plexiglass to put on top of it, and then stained it real quick just to kind of protect it from the weather. And that's where its base is at. And so you can see it's coming here. And I had to play around with this a little bit. I had it too long. I had the edges out way too wide, and so I had to cut those off. And now I think it's better. It does a better job of not bumping into it. You can see it's coming here. It'll park itself here in a second. We'll see how successful it is at that. But it's been working out pretty well, actually. I think it's trying to figure out where it is in the world, I think. It's not perfect. Like I said, it's got some quirks to it. But for the most part, it does all right. Like right now, I'm not sure what it's doing. I guess he's doing what they call a tank turn. He's basically circling itself around. I've seen some videos online where in other parts of the world where the ground is not as good as mine, where it'll tear the grass up doing that. Like why it just spun itself around twice, I have no idea. I wonder if it's because I'm standing so close to it. I don't think so. I think it's trying to figure out where it is in the world. It works off a GPS, and so you kind of tell its perimeter of where it is, and then you tell it areas where it shouldn't mow, and then it tries and figures things out from there. Again, I have no idea what it's doing right now. Oh, maybe he's actually going to go charge now. Let's see. Oh, he's backing himself up. He might actually do it. And so it works off a GPS, like I said, and it also has Wi-Fi connection. It's got Bluetooth connected to the phone here. And once it charges itself, I'll go show you the other part. There's this RTK station, which also has GPS on it. So it kind of communicates with that and the GPS satellites all together.
Start charging.
So there it goes. It parked itself. It's going to charge up. I'm going to let it get up to... Well, maybe I won't. Here's the other piece of it is this RTK, and it needs to have a clear line of sight to the sky. I kind of got it set up here right now just to kind of play around with it. If this is where I really want to put it, then I will end up securing these wires better. And so that's what my new little fun adventure is here, is with the robot lawnmower. So let's go ahead and tell it to mow again. And when it mows this time, I'm going to tell it not to have the spaces so wide. I had the spacing set at 23 there, and that seemed to be too much. So we're going to set that to 25 now. And then we're going to tell it to go mow. It checks everything out to make sure everything's okay. Going to hit next. And it should start going here in a second.
Start working.
There it goes. And I've got it doing lines right now, so it's actually going to go redo the area it mowed before. You can kind of see it's making the same path that it did before here. You can either tell it to go directly back to where it needs to start, or you can tell it to follow the perimeter, so like follow the perimeter of the house around to get there. And I'm not really that concerned about having too many lines in the lawn. I mean, we're up here in northern Minnesota, so I'm not that picky about it. So I'm okay with it just taking the direct path back to where it needs to go to start mowing again. But it's pretty cool. Takes a long time because it only goes for probably about like an hour and a half, then it has to recharge for another 45 minutes, and then it comes back and mows another hour and a half, and it goes back and charges for 45 minutes. So it takes quite a while to mow the lawn. And I think I've got it as the fastest speed it'll go on, but I don't care how long it takes. If it takes it, 8 hours to mow the lawn, as long as it mows the lawn and doesn't have a problem, I don't care, right? Like I'm not having to do it. It's not 8 hours of my time. It's 8 hours of its time. You can hear it beeping there. I think that means it's starting the blades up. So now it's going. And you can barely hear it. Right, I mean, it's so quiet. It's got razor blades kind of on discs on the bottom of it. I'll show you guys some other time when I'm cleaning it off. I mean, it's quieter than a vacuum cleaner in your house. And it'll just go back and forth. It'll stripe the lawn back and forth through here, and it'll do the whole lawn. Like I said, it'll take it a while, but it's pretty cool.
Later.
So it mowed all of this while I was out playing in the woods back there, and you can kind of see, you can see the lines, right? I mean, you can see the lines that it put in it, and then it's back charging itself. So, like I said, it mows for probably about an hour and a half. Does the mowing, and then goes back to charging base. Every time you tell it to mow, you can tell it to change the angle, and so it'll mow different ways. I'm gonna hook the water hose up, and then I'm gonna head back home and to the cities, and we're gonna let this thing run all night. I'll be able to see it on the security cameras, and so it should mow the grass all day today, and it'll be done by the time it gets to night. And then when I get up here next time, I'll check it out and see how it did. And actually, as I'm here talking about it, look, it just started back up. So it'll go and start back where it left off. And you can kind of see the path that it kind of took before to go park itself. So that was good timing. So it's fully charged again. Well, I think it charges to 80%. And then wherever it stopped here, it'll go wherever that spot is, and it'll start off again. I'm gonna go ahead and hook the water hose, put the water hose back here. And so it's beeping right now, so that means it turned the blades back on. And there it goes. He'll find out where his line was before. You can kind of see it right here. And he's going at it again. And so she'll mow all that until it runs out of battery again, and it'll go back and it'll charge itself and repeat. Kind of like a robot lawn or a robot vacuum cleaner. And I don't have to do it anymore. It's great. All right, guys, I want to thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like this video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We'd love to have you. And we will see you guys on the next one.